7:31 right now, and elevated levels of bacteria. They are still keeping beaches across Westchester County closed. Health officials will collect samples from Mamaroneck, Harbor Island, Hudson Park West beaches to determine if they can reopen in time for the weekend.
Now, 4 beaches across New Rochelle were opened earlier this week. So joining us this morning is the mayor of New Rochelle, Yadira Ramos. Herbert, so thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.
So what is the latest with the beaches?
We are working closely with our county, who is running the samples, as you noted, and we're optimistic that our residents will be able to use our gorgeous waterfront access. It's a key part of our community in the summer months.
Okay, good. I mean, so this weekend there's a little bit of rip current worry because of the storm that's coming up, but everything should be good to go. Is this typical with this kind of stuff that you see in the waters?
Yes, absolutely. And we're thrilled that the county is able to keep us safe, right?
Yeah.
If it's going to happen, we want to have the right measurements, and we want to make sure that our residents aren't injured or armed or sick.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this, because Westchester County was recently ranked one of the safest counties in the country by U.S. News and World Report. So how does the city of New Rochelle rank like within that area?
Absolutely. Recently, we are within the top 10 safest cities in the nation for similarly sized cities. So our police our police department does an excellent job of keeping our residents safe. But we know safety is more than just data or charts, and so we're reinvesting in our downtown to make sure that there's lighting and placemaking and just opportunities for the community to feel that safety when they hang out in our city.
Yeah, good. Let's talk about affordable housing for a second, specifically in New Rochelle. And it is such a issue not only there, but around the country. New York City obviously has an affordable housing. What are you doing to make sure that there are more units put out there? And some folks don't want it, right? So how do you kind of work both sides?
So I'm proud to say in New Rochelle, within the last 10 years, we have approved 32 new residential developments, which translates to 11,000 units.
Okay.
About 20% of them are within the affordable housing range. Because of our efforts, Governor Hochul has designated us a pro-housing community, and it's really thrilling to see that we're able to kind of flip the tide on that, and actually we are a city that welcomes housing.
What are you doing to bring more people to New Rochelle?
Oh, I love this question so much. In addition to our waterfront access, we have live music Wednesday through Saturday in our downtown and actually by the beach, just to have a place for the community to come together. We are reinvesting in our downtown to make sure that we have retail and entertainment and activities and things for people to do. We are supporting our small businesses and restaurateurs and coffee shops so that there's kind of third spaces for people to come together. There's a lot going on in New Rochelle, and we're not stopping.
Yeah, for those who may not know about New Rochelle, right? I mean, we're familiar with it because we cover New York City, but people are looking outside to kind of move into the burbs, right? In some areas outside of New York City. What's the highlight to draw people in?
Well, we are 30 minutes from Manhattan, and in a few years, we will be the only municipality in Westchester to have access to Grand Central and Penn. One train station, both sides of the city.
Oh, wow.
We're also an Amtrak stop. You can go to Boston or DC from the very same train station. So if you're looking for an opportunity to have a little bit more space, a little bit more bang for buck, and still have a reasonable commute to the city, New Rochelle is exactly where it's at. Never mind our waterfront access.
Can you talk about the Link project then?
Love this project so much. So it's an opportunity for us to use urban design to really correct some design flaws of the past. We're reclaiming 3 lanes of a highway to make it a pedestrian parkway. To conceptualize it, think the High Line, think Las Ramblas, an opportunity for folks to have more green space, but also use it as a tool for economic development and allow us to use green infrastructure for stormwater mitigation. We expect to break ground the 3rd quarter of 2025. I'm so psyched, and I hope you'll both be there for the ribbon cutting.
Wow, and what's the timeline then?
Probably a few years before it opens up, but once we break ground, it's all, we've received $45 million in grants from our federal, state, and county partners, and so we are geared and ready to go.
Okay, so it sounds like a lot of things are working for you, right?
Yes.
The safety, the
Glad we feel
affordable
the same way.
housing.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, and the reason I'm asking this is because if so much is going right, where so many places are struggling and they're penny pinching and they're cutting corners and they're looking for budget, how are you doing it? And are you a model then for others?
Yeah, we definitely are a model for others, and I would thank my predecessors on the council. 10 years ago, they implemented a form-based zone coding, which essentially allows the council to set the parameters, but our professional staff to really kind of close the deal on the projects.
Yeah.
And that's why we have 32 developments coming up.
Right. So where are you getting the money?
The money through funding sources, through the county, through the state, and developers are interested. When you apply to open a building in New Rochelle, our phone-based zone coding pretty much gets you approvals through the first 90 days. So there's an assurance and a guarantee that we give to our developers.
Right.
And now you have a beautiful mural in downtown New Rochelle to kind of celebrate all that is New Rochelle.
Yes, so that is called From the Source, and the artist is Nayib Perez. But I have to tell you, it's actually only one of 22 other murals that we have in New Rochelle. We are deeply committed to public art. We are deeply committed to bringing the community together around public art, and this is just one of many. So again, come and visit. We can do a walking tour. It's pretty awesome, and I can show you the beauty and the talent of our city.
Okay, you got a lot of energy. I like it.
I
Good
love
stuff.
it.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for letting us talk about New Rochelle. Thank you.
Yeah, come on back, all right?